I think I'll start by creating something really simple to illustrate this idea. Something I already have in mind. I've thought about it already. It's on my mental plane. But although I'm going to show you it, unfortunately you won't be able to see it because eyes are limited to the extent of the waveforms, the spectrum we've been attuned to, and neither will be able to hear it because similarly the ears are limited by the audio senses, and it's similar with all of our physical senses. So what I have in mind is a sphere about that size. It's perfectly round. Just letting it build up between my hands, and I'm going to fill it with a colour which is going to be ruby red, lovely ruby red. So I'm going to give it some sound. I'm going to give it a note. I'm going to give it something on the scale starting with do, 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 do. So here we got a nice ruby red do, and I'm going to bless it with something. I like to bless it with something. My do wasn't quite accurate, so I better bless it with harmony. Here we go. So it's got the blessing of harmony. It's a lovely sphere. It's the colour of ruby red. It has the note do seeded into it, and I've blessed it with harmony. So there it hangs. It's exactly where it was created. It'll be there forever unless I release it, and it's unaffected by gravity, and it's not subject to the Earth's atmospheres like warmth and cold and wind and rain. So perhaps I better just check it to make sure it's there. So I'm going to tune myself to my little sphere. Whoa, there it is. There, come down from the top. There, come to the bottom. There. So we've got my shape, ruby red, harmony. Who could ask for more? And there it hangs. Just take hold of it. You can actually, I can just sort of sense with an extra sense that there is something there between my hands. But I think now this is the most important thing with creativity. I think they've all got lives, a time to be and a time to release. So I'm going to release this, and I'm just going to virtually wish it away, but I'm going to wave it away physically just to show my other levels that it's gone. So here we go. Let me just tune into that again. Right, sphere. Do, ruby red, harmony, gone. It's all gone. It's a bit sad. That's what I'd like to have with all my paintings, that they all have got a life and then they go. They don't just hang around and get sold on. But that's just simple stuff. When I paint a picture, it's very similar. I stand there with my canvas and I give it a shape, give it a vibration of colour, and then by the time it's finished I can show other people what was in my mind. Unfortunately I can't just wave it away. But what I'd like to do now is to go on to another exercise, and I'm going to just get Callie to come and join me for this one. So, here we are. So I suggest we create something individually and then come together afterwards and talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd like to work somewhere about there. Do you want to work somewhere?
I could go over here.
Okay.
couldn't I?
So I'll leave you in peace, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Right. Okay.
Okay. What did you do?
I built just a fairly tight environment for myself, and it was almost like an environment. If I wanted to, I could move around in, and it was sort of like bullet shaped actually.
It was above you.
Yes, it sort of came at a point and then it went down. And it also went down into the earth, but it went sort of straight down into the earth. And the quality was the colour was orange, and the quality was silence. And so it was like, it was interesting because it was like, although you could hear the cars going past on the road, it was like you could still be in silence inside my capsule.
Yes.
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 And it was there, so it's standing there at
Right.
the moment, and it's permeable, so I can step through it.
Oh right, it's still there.
It's still there at the moment.
Oh
yes.
right. Do you want to show me where with your rods?
Yes.
Right.
And then it's an orange.
Sure is.
And then silence.
That's brilliant. How does it feel standing inside and standing outside? Just feel that. How does it feel inside?
It feels very peaceful. It feels also very connected with the earth.
And then stepping out, how does it feel outside?
I think I suddenly become aware of the noises around.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, more than when
Yes.
I've chosen to be in the silence.
Yes.
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 Yeah, it was away. Because I know that I can create it any time
Yes.
I want.
Do you want to check it's gone?
And then just checking it's gone.
Sure has.
Yes.
I
What did
created
you
a.
create?
I wasn't going to sit on the ground,
No.
and so I got my stool. I brought my stool into the experience.
Yes.
And it was interesting because I was quite self-conscious. You know, that I was performing for a camera,
Yes. Yes.
and it's not as easy as doing it on your own.
No.
But I really,
Yes.
and so I created an environment around me
Yes.
to almost switch off the camera. It was very
Oh
interesting.
right. Yes. Yes.
It was just like a capsule around. It's as far as I could reach. And even though I couldn't get down to the ground, I wheeled it down to the ground.
Yes.
And then I felt I wanted to reach the stars. So I put my hand up like that, sort of like that,
Yes.
and created a great, like a tube down
Yes.
from infinity, virtually. It was so powerful. And I felt the power of it, so I gave the blessing it back to this. And it was totally clear as well. I couldn't put a colour, it was just clear. Yes. So I waved it away. Okay. Well, I didn't realise we had such a noisy garden.
No. But
We feel we're in the country and there's lorries and everything